Alright, so it does work. The 32 cassette does work with the short cage Shimano 11-speed. The Di2 Durace, the Ultegra, the 105, it all works. The 11-speed will work with a 32 cassette on a vertical dropout. If you're using old Eddie Merckx, Colnago horizontal dropout, it might not work. But vertical dropout, meaning the wheels pointing down, it'll work. So any new bike you're riding, a Specialized, Trek, Cannondale, Giant, they're all, if it's a modern bike from 10 years ago, it'll still work with this 11-speed setup, 32 cassette. You don't need, Shimano says you need to change your derailleur. You don't. They just want to sell you more product. And I rate Shimano product, but there's no need to buy another derailleur for something that works perfect. People say, well, it doesn't shift properly. It shifts fucking perfectly. It shifts perfectly. Oh, it wears out quicker. It doesn't wear out quicker. I've been running this setup for years. It works perfect. We've got a 34 cassette in the front. Do you need to change your chain length? Maybe. Alright, this is a stock chain. These bikes come with a 28. We put a 32 on. We didn't even change the chain length. But if you want to run the big ring, big cog combination, which I don't recommend because it's too much crossover and it wears your chain out faster, then you will need to put a longer chain on. But there's a way to check that. I'll show you how. And so all you have to do to check if it's compatible, that's the gap here. So by winding the B screw in, we open up that gap. So in case it's like rubbing on the top pulleys rubbing on the cassette, then you just open it up a bit by winding the B screw. And what the fuck is the B screw? Let's have a look what the B screw is. The B screw is this one here. So this is not even wound in. So if you're backpedaling and you hear like a whirring, because the pulley is rubbing on the cassette, then you just tighten this up, wind it in, and it will take care of that noise. So this is in the big ring, and we're in the 28 on the back here. Alright, so it'll work in the 32, but you see that derailleur, that's about as far as it wants to be stretched. If you do want to run that combination, then you have to put a longer chain on. Otherwise you risk snapping that derailleur, bending it, twisting it. And these are $1,000 derailleur. So I think one reason that people snap off derailleurs so much is because they're not really paying attention to their gear shifts, or they get a hit on their derailleur and it gets knocked in towards the spokes a little bit, and then they shift up and it just gets caught up and they're like, oh, my derailleur just snapped. It's just riding. It's called a JRA. I was just riding along and the derailleur snapped off. So this works perfect. You can put 2,000 watts through this setup and work perfectly. You can put 2,000 watts through the big, second down. If you want to go big, then you need to be paying attention to your chain length. All right. But I don't recommend big because it's too much crossover. You should just shift down into 34 or 39, whatever you run on the front. There you go. So it does work. Pay attention to your chain length. And if your local bike shop doesn't know how to put a 32 cassette on a standard Shimano 11-speed derailleur, then find a shop with a mechanic who is up to speed, because it does actually work. And it does shift fine and it doesn't wear out quicker. And here's an example of a bent derailleur hanger. You can sort of see on my bike. This is my TCR. Now, I can get this camera in, just trying to bear with me for a sec. You can sort of see, it's a bit hard to see, let me just have a little closer look. Alright, we can see, here we go. Look at, see how that's not really straight, this derailleur? Looks like it needs to go out a little bit and straighten it up. It's probably hard to see on this angle. Oh, that's better. Here we go, see that? How it's getting close to the spokes? Alright, so if I shift it too fast, it might get caught in a spoke and snap it all off. It'll be snap fucking city. So this derailleur looks like a little bit twisted. Something's happened. I've maybe knocked in transit. I'm not sure what's going on. But I'm going to have to get it straightened up. You can sort of see that. It's sort of bent to the left a little bit. It's very hard to see, but I'll get it straightened up today. And I think it's probably just a derailleur hanger. This is your derailleur hanger just in here, this little thing here. And that's designed to snap if you're in case of a crash or something like that. Then it costs like 20, 30 bucks to replace. Probably costs about 10 cents to make, but they can get a little bit bent, so you can just get like a derailleur hanger straight and just sort of straightens it out a bit. But that alignment's a little bit off. And that's a good thing to pay attention. If you ever crash your bike or drop it or it's in transit, just have a look at your alignment. And those pulleys, the bottom pulley, that pulley you want to be straight. And it sort of seems a little bit twisted. But I'll get it sorted out today at the mechanic I know. So it's just about being attentive, paying attention to your bikes. Pay attention to them.